The Art of George Wilson. A few videos back, I said that I had ordered this book, pre-ordered, I should say, a millennium ago. And then I started getting everything through my comic store, so I canceled my pre-orders of every type of print publication and put all my orders through my comic store. And this book seemed to never arrive, and I looked it up, and it said, well, last time you were at the comic store, it was the day it came out, and it wasn't there waiting for me. And I was like, well, I'm going back tomorrow. It's New Comic Day again. Maybe it'll be there. It wasn't. And then the following week on New Comic Day, it still wasn't. And like I said before, you know what? Then I'm just going to go ahead and order it. And I did. I ordered it this morning and it arrived today. I mean, how does that happen? How does that happen? Well, I've got it now. Let's take a look. You know, before I even open it, the last version of this overhead camera I got, which was like the first version, you could extend the neck up so that you could see bigger things. This new version, the 15th version, it's new and improved, but you can't extend it. So look, here's the top and here's... Holy cow, I just touched the camera and it like completely lost connection. And so as I was saying, I'm going to be gentle now. Here's the bottom. Hey, look, it didn't shut off. Okay, kind of hard to see here. You know what? I'm going to try some other lights. There we go. See? Seems to be everything I get comes pre-smashed. I can't even get it on camera. Starting to lose my mind here, but you just can't get hung up on these things. Nothing is going to be pristine. And if it was, I'd be afraid to touch it. And I'm touching this. Let me turn this light off. So let's take a look at the Art of George Wilson. As you can see right on the cover, that is Gold Key Comics, The Phantom Issue 1, which I have. Let's take a look inside. In case you were wondering, this is from Hermes Press. It just came out. Oh, cool. Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom. Oh, that's a Star Trek painting. Tarzan, like I said. So, as you can see here, he painted the covers of Gold Key Comics. I really don't know why, as a kid, when I would see, look at this. As I would see Gold Key Comics, I would say, no thanks. I mean, what was I thinking? But it seems to be like that's what everyone thought. Dell is the precursor to Gold Key, but it's the same thing, okay? You know, people wanted DC until about 1972, and then the switchover happened, and it became, I want Marvel. But Gold Key was out there. Okay, so, I mean, truth be told, by the time I came onto the scene, it had become Whitman Comics, and they weren't having the painted covers anymore. But I came across these things in my day, in back issue boxes and what have you, and they had these awesome painted covers, and older people had these comics in their collection, and I just skip over them. I don't know why. They have the greatest covers of all comics. Look, they're all painted. Can you imagine how much they spent on the covers of Gold Key Comics back then compared to what they spent for DC and Marvel? The Phantom. See? The Phantom. Look, it's all of the Phantom covers. Isn't this great? Well, not all, but yeah, lots. I'm sure it's not all. Okay, Magnus, Robot Fighter. So they had all these cool characters and cool comics, and I've got a bunch now. And you know what sells me on them? It's the painted covers by George Wilson. So I'm so glad that they've come out with this book. Well, that's blurry. Is that bad photography? I think that's what it is. Wow, cool. Look at that Star Trek painting. Neat. Oh, Spock and a Klingon. Look, I love these. Yeah. This is pretty cool. So they've got scans of all the original paintings where they have access to them. Unadorned art. See all the way to the edge. It must all come from collectors' collections. Jet Dream. I don't know what it is, but I like it. X-Ray Monkey. Turok, Son of Stone. Yeah. Woo! Check that out. Golly. It's awesome stuff. What are you guys thinking? Look, Tarzan. Now we're into Tarzan. I love me some Tarzan. You know, I have an entire room full of these art books for different artists. What do you say I kind of flip through them here for you here on YouTube? Show you all the different stuff. Brothers of the Spear. Show you all the different stuff, you know, in my collections, and it'll give me a chance to look at them as well. Twilight Zone. There's a new Twilight Zone comic that just came out a couple of days ago. For some reason, I forgot to order it, or I didn't know it was coming out. I saw it like the day before and crossed my fingers it would be up on the shelf there for me to snag. It wasn't. And all the other comic stores in town, or I should say in the county, that carried new comics, not just old comics, have all closed up shop. So that was it. Wasn't on the shelf. I couldn't get it. There was another one. It was called Viking Moon. I found it the day before comic book day. It's like, oh, I didn't know about that, but it looks awesome. I'm going to get that. Wasn't there on the shelf. Couldn't get it. It's like he just gets in, what I order, and then just the big boys, Batman, Deadpool, the ones that are going to automatically sell. And other weird things like that. If I don't plan ahead, I'm out of luck, dude. Dr. Spectre. Dr. Spectre, Dr. Spectre, he's a madman with an evil mind. Dr. Spectre, Dr. Spectre. Wow! Crashed upon the doctor's aisle, will the poor shrinkies. Oh, cool! Wow! Gosh, I like everything in here! Golly. So we are clearly out of the Gold Key comic era, and we're into some paintings he put a lot of time into. If I was reading, I would see what he was painting these for. Well, okay, so we're back into comics. Hey, Lone Ranger. Or for whatever reason, when I was a kid, people called him the Long Ranger. Isn't that weird? When I was a kid, I watched The Incredible Hulk, and I remember asking my dad, how come that big green guy has the same name as the bird? And he's saying, what are you talking about, the bird? The hawk, Incredible Hulk. And instead of him straightening me out and saying, no, it's Hulk. There's a hawk and there's a Hulk. He just said, I don't know. I guess they just use the same word. And I'm like, well, that can't be. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, well, they did it anyways. So, wow. Story of the Phantom. Novel cover. Isn't that like the most beautiful thing in the history of the entire universe? Wow. Oh, so they got interviews. They got all kinds of reading material. Boy, I remember when I was younger, I used to read all this stuff. Now I just wish I did. I kind of flipped through the pictures. Think I forgot how to read. So cool. Oh, a checklist. Well, there we go. Hey, we end with another awesome painting. Hey, look, it's a painting of paintings. And that's it. Until next time.